I'm just a road dummy.
Hey guys, it's Street Monk saying hello to everybody, and I got a couple of homeless providers out here. These guys have been serving the homeless community for quite a few years. They might want to talk about themselves and tell us how many years they've been helping and why they've chosen to work with sometimes very difficult people. Introduce your names first, and then we'll go from there.
We are from the Heart of Jesus, and I'm Sherry, and this is Paul.
Okay.
And we just serve the homeless and families in need in any way that we can when we have the funds. We help with bicycles and sleeping bags and anything else that we could provide. We provide food weekly. We help other ministries provide food to the homeless all the way from LA to the other side of Morongo, all the way up in the desert, just everywhere, Pomona, San Bernardino.
I would say close to 10,000 people. That's how many meals we get each Friday, and they get spread out.
Yep.
Now, tell me a little bit about yourselves. When did you guys first get started in helping the homeless? If you can remember.
Paul's been around since Noah's day. So
like the flood?
2,000 years?
Yeah.
I started doing stuff when I was a truck driver in LA in 69, 70. I'd go to businesses and I'd get their leftovers, bad stuff, like Catalina clothing. Mm-hmm. They said all kinds of stuff from them. I'd drive in the alleys and spread them all out.
Now, why were you interested in doing such a thing? I mean, were you?
Well, I was homeless myself once.
Okay.
You know, for about a year and a half.
Yeah. So you knew
that's how bad it was.
Yeah. And it's definitely worse today, right? You see more people out in the street today.
Yeah.
And God just put it on my heart. He says, feed my sheep.
And you're his wife?
Says, no.
No.
This is my friend. He's got
I
a
see
wife
you two.
named Paula.
I see you two always together.
I have to kidnap him from his real wife.
Okay. Oh, that's right. I think I did see your wife one time.
Each other.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
so you gotta get him out of the house.
Yes.
She babies.
Yes.
Good idea. Yeah, great. Okay. Yeah.
I went to help her hand out food at the park about 6 years ago. And I haven't left her since then.
I had to reel him in because we got a warehouse, and I wasn't a warehouse person. So Paul knows everything. This is a wealth of knowledge, right?
Yeah. I try to pull some knowledge from him when I can.
So he got us all the good toys, the forklifts and the carts and everything. Refrigerators. He knew how to put the refrigerators together when we got walk-ins.
So he was so you guys do a homeless ministry in the churches. You got also a storage area that you have to.
We had a big warehouse. Someone blessed us.
Is that the police?
Big warehouse.
Closed it down? Is that the one
no, we just lost it during COVID. There was other issues going on with the business that had donated it to us and needed the space.
Yeah.
So we do it now all out of my house, out of the garage. We were blessed with a big garage, and so we've kind of concentrated right now just
mostly
on the homeless.
Okay.
If we get family food, then I donate it to other ministries that deal with family.
In this church only, or in the community?
Yeah, from all the way from people come to our house and pick up food to make lunches for the homeless in LA.
Almost like a food bank.
We got a group in Pomona that hits the streets, and we make bags just like this over here.
Yeah.
For them to take out to the parks, and then we make hygiene kits for them to take out to the parks for the homeless or on the streets, wherever.
And how long have you been doing?
About 8 years now.
Yeah. What was your name again? I don't know
Sherry.
if you gave your name, Sherry. Okay, that's Paul, and Paul for a long
Paul
time.
Garner.
Yeah. All right, so you
And
guys.
he's got some stories. You could do like a series of stories of.
He probably should write a book. I think he has enough to write a book.
Amazing.
Yeah. What's been the hardest thing about serving the homeless? I mean, what have you guys found to be the hardest?
The hardest thing?
Yeah.
Is working against working with the cities and the police. They're not. You can't deal with them.
They're not willing to help
No.
or assist in any way.
No, and in fact, they make it harder.
Yeah.
When we were at James Bryant Park, they kept just trying to kick us out until we finally left. I mean, we moved from the couple that we started the ministry with, my husband and I.
Yeah.
Had been feeding in that park for, what was it? It was probably 16 years.
Is that the one that
Every
they closed the
Sunday.
bathrooms? They
Every
closed the
Sunday.
bathrooms down
Yeah,
there?
they closed the bathrooms. They made that little rose garden at the south
Okay.
end. That's where we always did it. So we moved to the north end.
So they always do a few
Then
things
they
to make it
complained
more
because of the
difficult.
parking there, so then we moved it over to, right on San Antonio.
Did you ever get tickets for any of that?
No, they came out and watched us. We told them we were in and out in an hour, and they filmed us a couple times.
Okay.
And my husband always went over there and said, well, and he goes, well, the park is right. It's cleaner now than it was before. You're in and out of here packed up in less than an hour, just like you said.
Oh, good.
And we were feeding the families, but they were still complaining.
They gave tickets to Audrey, $1,500 tickets, 2 of them. And before they got the third one, they told her they would take her to jail, and she's 74 years old.
Yeah. And Audrey is one that served a church on Euclid and she was just awesome. She did a lot of things for
Well,
homeless.
she was doing stuff out of Tent City, and when they were at the train station over here too.
Yeah.
She was doing it way back then.
The sad thing about it that Audrey hasn't been recognized by the city. I mean, they have all these stars for all these other people, lined up in front of City Hall, but I don't see her name there. And she did so much for the homeless.
That's all right. She's recognized by our God.
There you go.
She'll
Absolutely.
be blessed in eternity.
And she's done it. And yeah, she helped people with what, getting their licenses or IDs, and she did a lot.
You're talking about,
Jane Mercer.
you're talking about Jane Mercer.
Oh,
now.
Jane
You're
Mercy,
getting
I'm
them-
sorry.
You're getting them, yeah.
Okay, Audrey's.
Audrey's the one that
Good.
serves on Thursday.
Oh, got
over at
it.
This other
Oh.
church.
Yeah, they call her Grandma, I think.
Oh, maybe. Probably.
Yeah, that's right.
Probably.
Mom, they used that.
Mom, yeah. Yeah.
We all kind of get nicknamed.
Those are two heroes, I would say, for.
Jane Mercer
Of Ontario.
did a whole lot for a long time.
Oh yeah.
And when she was up at that last church, when her husband passed away and was no longer connected to the city, they started coming down on her. She finally had to close it down.
Yeah. And she did. I remember her. She did a lot for the homeless community.
She did a whole lot. She was
Yeah.
in housing. She did everything.
Yeah, she was awesome. Unsung Heroes is what I call them. That's going to be my video one day. Unsung Heroes, and both of them are going to be under that title. So
It's just frustrating knowing that so much money comes to each of the cities for.
what do you think all that money goes for the homeless? What do you
Well,
you guys figured it out yet?
We got a pretty good guess,
Yeah.
right?
Well, let's
it
talk about your
doesn't-
guess.
It doesn't go to the homeless.
Ah.
Let's just say that.
Yeah.
And you know what? If I got a quarter of that, all the homeless would be off the street.
Yeah.
And if I didn't have the city saying, you
The red
gotta do
tape.
this. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we can get the churches together and supply the beds, the blankets, the towels, the food, everything that, and the help. It's like, I mean, security guards, because you have issues when you've got homeless, or even when you have a big group of people, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, and mental health, everybody has mental issues after they've been on the street for a little while too. So why did they get on the street? I mean, one-on-one.
What do you think the answer would be for homelessness? Let's say finding a place for them, a permanent place, not a temporary motel voucher, but a permanent.
Well, I mean,
Would it be possible?
The motels
Is it possible?
are just so ridiculously expensive. I mean, for a Fleabag hotel with roaches and bed bugs are over $100 a night.
Over $100.
I mean, it's ridiculous. It's just a waste.
Sounds pretty
I mean, it's
expensive.
a temporary fix, and if somebody gave us a hotel, that would be great. We can get it cleaned up,
Yeah.
but you need to get the homeless involved and give them a sense of purpose. That's the key.
Yeah.
I've seen when they've come to help and volunteer at our ministry, when they've just come with their head down, not even being able to look in your eyes.
The cities
To a
have
week
to
or
cooperate.
2 weeks later, they're almost jumping for joy. They can't wait to jump in there and help. And
Yeah.
they're just smiling, and their whole demeanor is different.
Oh.
So
And
there's things everybody can do to contribute, and we're
do you
ready
think
to
it's
help.
possible to permanently house them? You
Oh,
think?
yes.
Yeah, I think it needs to start off with just like a big airplane hangar, just to
And we have one. We have empty ones here,
yeah,
don't we?
we do.
Yeah.
You can't use those. They're saving air down there.
Saving air.
Yeah, it's sulfur oxygen in there. Nobody can go in there.
Oh, that's funny.
But
But
gotta
you guys
give 'em-
tried one time getting a building there, right, Paul? Did I remember a
well,
story like that?
One lady that we dealt with was trying to get it, And
Yeah, there's a lot of abandoned buildings there.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And
And
the
nothing.
city won't do it. Just like Tent City.
Yeah.
They cleared that lot off, still sitting down there vacant.
Yeah.
There's no reason for that
Did
at
you,
all.
have you heard about Venice Beach being emptied out from the homeless as well? It's a big thing right now. And,
They're just, they just sneak around into other places.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
it's just ridiculous. I mean, if you think about it, it's like how many hundreds of thousands of dollars are people in the city spending to house their junk, right? We have storages everywhere, and people are spending $100, $200, $300, $400 a month.
Yeah.
Yet we have homeless on the street. We have pounds for our animals, for our dogs and cats, but the homeless are on the street.
Yeah.
Really? I mean, what does that say about?
About society, huh?
Yeah, about society. Us
I
as a soc-
started a thing in LA with a business owner. I had some of the businesses let homeless come in and stay in their fenced-in yards.
Oh, okay.
And the homeless, once I got started in the first place, it progressed. But the homeless were going in and cleaning the place up, guarding the place. This one old man, they were washing his car every day, cleaned his windows up from graffiti, and it got where he had 5 guys in there, and they were there probably 4 years that I was running LA. But I got some other businesses do the same thing. They bring in 3 and 4 and use them as security and cleanup people, and a lot of them were still there when I stopped delivering in LA.
Yeah.
I had about 8 places that were doing it, and if I'd have had time, I'd have gotten more. And
And we
These-
could do the same thing with the
Yeah.
churches. I mean, the churches could look at all the little churches around here.
Yeah, lots of them.
Have 2 here, 2 here. You know, the big churches can take 5 or 10.
Yeah.
And
Now,
then everybody, all the churches can wrap
Let me
around the homeless.
allow me to play devil's advocate. Now, a lot of the churches that do help sometimes complain that it gets pretty dirty, and
Well, that's the homeless job
uh-huh.
to clean up. I mean, they can help garden. They can help.
Mm-hmm.
They can help clean windows. I mean, they could be of service. Like I said, you need a purpose,
yeah.
right? I mean,
Yeah.
what do you do all day?
Because a lot of
You
good
know?
people have closed. A lot of good churches have closed up that have helped the homeless because it gets too dirty.
the
you know,
cities have
and-
closed them down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
so-
that's when too many people. I mean, you need to have a team that's in charge of it from the
And
church.
has some
But,
some
you
sense
know,
of control over
Exactly.
this. That you got it.
There's
Okay.
over 100 churches in Ontario. You could put 2 to 4 at every church.
Hey, Paul Leon has a church. Why can't we put him there?
Let's
Oh,
put
no.
a dozen at his church.
Hey,
Paulo is one of our long-term council members. Going on
Mayor,
closer.
right?
Oh, mayor. That's
Mayor, I believe.
and council person.
And
Yeah.
he used to be homeless, so he should have a heart
Yeah.
for the homeless.
Yeah.
He
Does he?
doesn't-
Yeah. No, it doesn't, huh?
he does not like the
No, not
homeless.
from
He'll
what
tell
I
you
hear.
so.
Sad story. Yeah, that's another sad story. But anyways, that's pretty much it in Ontario. These are good homeless providers. Been around helping in Ontario, especially us and all the homeless out here. So we really appreciate them out here. Although we a lot of times don't tell them, but a lot of us, or some of us, do. We really appreciate their support, their help, and their prayers. They're all good people. And this is a picture of a couple of stuff that they provide, something similar to that, bottled water and snack bags or food bags. So anyways, guys, thank you very much for your time. Yeah, and this is Street Monk signing out. Take care. Bye now.
Not that way.